I don't know. Like, I just want more. I totally burped. I just want more.
Drama.
Drama. Yeah, drama. Sure.
A drama burp?
Yeah, drama burp. Cut that out. Cut this out. Delete this bit. Welcome to the Operation STRIX podcast. I am your host, LaCroix. Joining me today, as always, are Roski Drasman.
Hello.
And Cool Blu-rays.
Hello.
And we're here to discuss Chapter 66, the follow-up to the last chapter, which I thought was a bombshell. And, this keeps up. This keeps it up, basically. There was a lot to unpack in this chapter, so I don't even know where to start with this. Blue, wherever you want to take it off from, because you had a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
I am sad that Melinda turned out to be another psychopath in the Desmond family.
That's normal.
That's normal for the Desmonds, probably, yes.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm just disappointed that she turned out to be as bad as her husband, obviously in a different way.
In the weird factor, yeah. Like the faces she made in this chapter were like so off-putting that it was like you were kind of talking about it last chapter, Blue, where it was like, you know, she gave out this funny vibe, but like especially
this weird air to her.
Yeah, and at first I thought she was just like, you know, kind of like out there, like whimsical or whatever, but like seeing her and Yor in the car together and she's like, I don't even know what, she's like trembling, smiling, blushing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
yeah.
I couldn't tell if she was like laughing at the idea that her son has friends or something like that, or just, I don't even know. I can't even get a read on her. She's that weird about it.
So,
and like, I don't know, like so it's very interesting that we kind of got like this it's just not meeting our expectations again. What I was trying to say last time, but with Desmond, like Donovan Desmond, Lloyd expected him to get angry and he puts off a very friendly, quote unquote friendly air and says, no, it's fine, I don't care. And then with Melinda, she's literally got the crazy ringed eye saying, I don't care. Yeah. It does not matter to me whatsoever. It's like, why are you being so intense about the fact that Yor is just trying to apologize to you that her daughter punched your son, and you're making it very clear, like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to talk about my children or something.
Yeah, well, it's interesting you break that up because, yeah, Donovan was the same, where he's just like, I don't want to hear anything about my kids. And it's like, I don't know what's going on with that family, that like they actively avoid their children whenever possible. And I'm like, what is, I can't wrap my head around it.
They intentionally like neglect their children. The mothers called it offhand parenting, which is like such a weird way to say you're just emotionally neglecting your children.
Right.
You feed them, you provide for them, but you are not there for them whatsoever. You don't want to know anything about your own kids, like, at all.
I'm like, it's a little early beginning into like theorizing, but like, I don't know. I feel like with the way that Donovan is unable to understand people, I feel like that might be a symptom of his relationship with Melinda, where it's like he's with this woman who's supposed to be his wife, but like they don't understand each other at all. And maybe that is like the driving force of why he's just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. It's just like he's got this mentality of like nobody can be trusted because I can't even trust my own wife. So then like, fuck Westalis basically because I already hate them. So you know.
Okay, that's a little extreme, but it makes sense.
Well, okay.
He's kind of an extremist.
Exactly.
He was in his introduction.
Well, what we were discussing right before this was that I think it was alluded to that Donovan. Well, Donovan is a former prime minister. We know that for sure because Lloyd said so. But I think Lloyd also alluded to the fact that in one chapter that Donovan was around during the war, so I'm assuming he was prime minister during the war because that was only 10 years ago, which, you know, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know for sure, and I don't recall which chapter that was said. I'd have to go back and look it up, but yeah, I think Donovan, well, he's definitely an extremist. He's a conservative Ostania extremist, which is very unsettling.
Yeah.
A little too close.
You know, thinking about it more now, I just had this thought right now. Weirdly enough, I feel that Yor and Melinda kind of are foils to each other.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, okay, these are two very different, we'll call them mothers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really consider Melinda a mother.
Yeah.
But like Melinda surrounds herself with other friends who also are mothers.
Yeah.
And she kind of gets praised by them. She gets to maybe feel normal around them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for Yor, she also wants to feel normal, but she doesn't have parenting figured out. But she keeps trying. Melinda doesn't even try. I think she just wants it to look very effortless or just not care at all.
Okay.
And I find that interesting, I guess, about their parenting styles, if anything.
Well, I said the same thing about Lloyd when we were discussing the chapter, was like, I already forgot exactly what I said, but basically, like, Lloyd is Donovan in the sense that he doesn't trust everybody, but he's different from Donovan in the sense that he goes out of his way to try to understand everybody. And I think what you're saying is like Endo is setting this up as like Desmond, the Desmonds versus the Forgers, like they are the same but also very different.
That's what it kind of sounds like to me, yeah.
Which is funny.
It's funny.
I mean, it is pretty strange. Well, it's not strange. It's a pretty interesting setup because they are like it's really curious because you have two rather dysfunctional adults in a way. Yeah, I mean, Lloyd and Yor are as awesome as they are people that have been robbed of normalcy.
Yeah.
And well, Melinda and Desmond, we don't know if they were robbed or they just chose against normalcy.
Mm-hmm.
And any semblance of normalcy comes from their kids.
Right. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Is like the kids themselves are the problem because they represent all the things that either they don't have or like that they don't understand, I guess.
Yeah, and that also like adds to the foil aspect of these two characters. Well, these two families, because it's not characters anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it's just because while Lloyd and Yor are trying to bring normalcy to Anya's life, the normalcy they didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Desmond and the Desmonds, because are pretty much rejecting normalcy altogether and fuck their kids.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and that goes back to the whole like they're the same but different. Like Lloyd and Yor are, you know, they are the perfect example of what parents should be. It's like they're not perfect, they make a lot of mistakes, but in the end, they do everything they can to provide for their kid in the way that they were never provided for. Whereas, what you're saying with the Desmonds, like, you know, it like Lloyd said, it's already, I'm sure all like the pressures of being like a former first family are already like a lot, but like on top of that, you're kind of like exacerbating the situation by just being crazy. Like, I feel like they choose to be crazy. Like they go out of their way to do it. Like,
it doesn't sound like, well, we don't know, but this isn't presented as, well, this is the result of trauma or the result of, well, we may learn that there's a factor there, but
I'm sure
there's a clear sense of deliberation. Like, I choose to ignore the possibility that I can learn about other people.
Right.
Like, because there's a point where ideals aren't just enforced on you. That there's a point where you choose to actively enforce those beliefs, or follow those beliefs, or well, anything on that front where they become yours and not just like things you were pushed to believe. So
right.
So there's a clear, well, there's also a sense of mental instability in both.
I don't. Clearly, they're not all there. Yeah. Well, okay. So like, Melinda, a little, she's got a screw loose. Okay, but here's my question to y'all: do you think that she's like? What do you think her angle is? Like, what do you think is going on? Because clearly she's not with Donovan in the sense that, like, because Lloyd says they're estranged, and like she's got her own motives. What do you think those motives are?
Oh, that's an interesting.
So far, like based on, I don't know, just like your gut instinct, what do you think Melinda's trying to achieve with Yor? Does she want to just be mommy friends, or do you think like there's a ulterior motive to that?
I think that it's starting to look a little more like all the shit that we discussed last time.
Yeah.
That.
Oh yeah, yeah. All the stuff with like Project Apple. You mean like Melinda is tied to that?
I was thinking like the Egyptian mythology that Roski was talking about.
Oh.
Both can be a possibility at this point because there's a clear sense of distrust between the two. So.
Yeah, I mean, it would fit.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's Melinda's definitely, she's definitely not someone I don't think can really be trusted.
Definitely
but I don't have enough of a read on her to be able to sense if she's like intentionally going to go out of her way to hurt people, or if she's just like stuck in her own little bubble right now, and just doesn't actively want to be a part of like anything her husband and her sons are doing, like just avoiding them.
Right. Yeah.
Because it seems like she's very intense about shutting down those kind of conversations. Like she doesn't want to have any kind of conversation regarding even, her little 5-year-old, let alone like if Yor had mentioned her husband or anything. I don't even know what her reaction would have been like to that.
Right. Yeah, and it reminds me of when Lloyd, Damien, and Donovan were having that encounter, and like Damien went to tell him something, and Donovan just gave like this like exacerbated sigh. And then Damien shut up, and then he Donovan immediately like started smiling again. So like,
as a kind of like, I guess Pavlovian technique.
I guess it's
definitely, it looks like abuse, like some kind of emotional abuse,
definitely
maybe
neglect.
Verbal abuse.
Yeah,
definitely neglect.
Yeah, and okay, so here, leading on to or adding on to the whole Damien thing. So going back to when Yor and Melinda were in the car, and we were talking about like her reaction to finding out that Anya and Damien might sort of be friends. Do you think that was like? Do you think that was her getting angry over the fact that like Damien was making friends, or is this? And here was what I was thinking was like, does she also have a friendship scheme in line with what Lloyd was trying to achieve by getting close to Donovan? Do you think that maybe she was trying to get close to Yor, like, and it worked?
I don't think. That's a really big jump to make.
Well, I'm saying because we have this working theory that like, well, obviously Melinda's not to be trusted, and just the fact that Well, no, I can't even say about that because. All right, so originally I was gonna say that Melinda's trying to get in contact with Garden because I think we discussed that last podcast.
Yeah, but it sounds like Shopkeeper will not do anything to help her out.
Right, and that's another thing too. Is like, okay, we learned that Shopkeeper is or the Garden is a liberal organization, which is very strange to me. Especially with how hung up Shopkeeper is about like tradition or like I don't know, like honor and stuff like that. But like
all that shit.
Yeah. So and it doesn't sound like Shopkeeper approves of Donovan or the National Unity Party. So like
I think he has his own personal goals and
definitely.
what way of thinking, of course, when it comes to like how a society should kind of be run. Like I wrote this like in my fic and like it was a tiny thing, but now it feels a little more true. I had written this thing about like, oh, he has like this giant greenhouse and in it is like a plant from like every part of the world, like this paradise idea. Like everything can live in harmony eventually. I don't even know if that makes any sense with this.
No,
but it sounds like Shopkeeper is not even affiliated with any of the major political parties here. He's just like got his own agenda or his own way of thinking.
Okay.
This is how the world should work.
Quick comment. I totally agree with your greenhouse thing because he said at one point it's like make the world beautiful, but like I don't know, like something along those lines.
Sort of like a unification thing.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
Yeah, as long as you're contributing and like useful to society, I feel like he's cool with you. But if you're not, then like, or if you actively try to go against society, like you're gonna get killed, basically. Going back to shit, what was I gonna say? I forgot.
Okay. The original theory we had was that we thought maybe Melinda wanted to get close to Yor to use Garden to like assassinate Donovan. But now it seems like that theory is kind of not gonna work because Shopkeeper is not interested in aligning with them.
Thank you. You reminded me. Okay, so it's been talked about that Garden is the shadow government, or at least part of the shadow government of Ostania, which means that they're actually the ones calling the shots, okay? So I think, and here's my thing, is like, Garden is opposed to Donovan, and by extension the National Unity Party, because they don't want to go to war. Donovan, his whole party is about creating tension with the West. So, like, I don't know... I don't know if this is going to come back. Well, I know it's going to come back in the future, but like I don't know how it's going to come back in the future of like because when Yor had made that comment to Shopkeeper about Lloyd meeting with Donovan and he's like, "Oh, did he now?" So like I don't know. I don't know if Shopkeeper is like now Lloyd is on Shopkeeper's hit list because he's associated with Donovan, not because he thinks he's a spy, but because he thinks he's like this ultra conservative or something like that.
Right.
And he doesn't want him to taint Yor and mess with basically his little pet because that's the way I think Shopkeeper sees Yor as like his pet. Like,
I kind of agree. It's like, okay, you trained a child to become a trained killer, so clearly you don't exactly have the right set of morals going into this.
God no.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I mean, it sounds like Shopkeeper isn't going to willingly let Yor just leave the organization anyway.
Oh god no,
like, Oh god no.
I think she's kind of gonna be stuck in it against her will if there ever comes to a point where she chooses to oppose him or like, I'm going to leave, I'm not doing this anymore. And he's like, no, you're not.
Or I'm gonna kill Lloyd and Anya. Like that's what I assume is going to be the threat.
I can absolutely see that happening.
Yeah. And it's so juicy and like there's so much in this chapter. I love this chapter. So this is one of my favorite chapters. Okay, just because like we got a little extra about what happened with Yor Melinda and like the whole thing with Lloyd going through like Lloyd has another one of these long drawn out monologues, just like 4 pages of him just talking to himself. Which, I don't know, I kind of like because I know a lot of people don't, but I just like seeing his thought process and like And the entire time, Anya is reading his mind, so she's trying to, like, steer him in the right direction, where it's like, no, Mama isn't, to be, suspected or anything.
She didn't seek out Melinda. It really was just a by chance thing.
Yeah.
And, like, I want to mention this because, we were fighting about this in the chat.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was funny.
She was getting mad, and I mean, I don't blame her, but she was getting really upset about the fact that Lloyd once again was suspecting Yor,
which is a dick move. Like I get it.
No, it absolutely is a dick move, and I get that. But my argument for it, well, Lloyd has obviously been a spy for 10 years now. This is kind of just his first instinct: is that okay? Something really good is happening. Like this can't just be a coincidence, right?
Yeah,
like,
it just landed in my lap.
Right, like it purposefully had been planned out. That's like his honest to God thought. At least with Yor, he thought that she had planned it out to meet her, like on her own or something. But he already like quickly kind of figures out that no, why would she have told me then if she?
I don't think he believed that. I think it was a thought that popped into his head. But if he like had time to think about it more, even without Anya interfering, I'm pretty sure he would have came to the same realization. He's like, no, that's stupid.
I'm pretty sure he would have pieced that together, but Anya helped. And,
right.
It was, I think, a very important piece of character growth that he actually took a moment and said, wait, and he stopped himself from believing that was actually the case.
Yeah.
And kind of switched gears to being like, no, if anything, Melinda would probably be the one to do this. I trust that Yor wouldn't do this to me. Or at the very least, he trusts that if Yor is going to go talk with Melinda more, then she would report back to Lloyd.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of character growth, I'm reading it right now. I'll be watching, ready to protect Yor. Oh my God, it's happening.
Such a good moment.
It was so good.
Oh my God, he's gonna protect Yor. Like, it's such a heartwarming thing for him to say, but I also can't help but feel like she'd probably kill everyone before you needed to do that.
He doesn't know that.
I mean,
I think he'd emotionally protect her, if anything. Not physically, but emotionally.
I mean, it's the self that counts.
It's a thought.
No,
exactly.
It really does.
Endo threw so much at us this week that what y'all are saying is like I can't digest it all to make any meaningful conclusions. So it's like I don't know, we're strapped in and we're along for the ride, and Endo is putting us through it.
We're going up the roller coaster again.
I love it.
After the chapters we got, the very light, funny chapters that didn't really have any meat. Now we got like a lot of meat, a lot of meal.
So
going
much
on.
meal.
I think we're just getting overstuffed right now, and like it's kind of becoming a little overwhelming. Even how much information was just dumped on us.
Right.
In chapter 66.
The thing that struck me a little is that the chapter had so much going on that the ending even felt a little awkward because it felt out of place. Like, wow.
I actually kind of liked it.
I mean, I don't hate it. It's just like, wow. It's not even the bad ending. It's just like, wow, that it really feels out of place after all the shit that bombarded us. Like, wow.
Of just Anya trying to woo Damien by running with a burger in her mouth. And
so funny.
It was hilarious because she's just like, friendship crash. And then like Damien dodges her. And then he's like, oh, you think I'm going to keep falling for your attacks that easily? I'm like, oh my God, they're such stupid dorks.
He's such a shoujo fan. Of course, he'd have to be to know the corner running into each other.
It's infecting everybody, even kids included. Yes. What? Okay, like, where do we go from here? Like, what?
Okay, well,
yeah.
We got a few things. Let me see if I can list it all out.
Yes, please do.
We got more information about Melinda, how the Desmond household kind of works. Lloyd sort of getting character development. Of course, the double friendship schemes have been started. Shopkeeper is a liberal, as it turns out, and he's starting to get suspicious of Lloyd's potential affiliation with Desmond, which will absolutely come back into play.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
Anya doing the burger thing.
The burger thing.
Burger.
All right. So like, I'm flipping through the chapter right now.
You know, I'm just gonna say the Demetrius thing again. Just
Okay.
get it out of the way.
The
I just want it to end. I want my nightmare to end. I don't know why this joke has started where I'm like, I'm obsessed with meeting this guy now.
I
But
think
I'm
you're
even
just
more
feeding into it,
curious.
Blue.
I know,
Yeah.
but I'm really curious now, like what kind of person grows up in that kind of household like that by himself, like for all those years. Like I just don't know. Like I cannot tell. I have no way of knowing. Like, is he a rebel? Is he gonna rebel? Is he really aligned and actually believes in his father's goals? I don't know, but I know he's probably crazy.
Well, actually, here's my interest in this is like he's 17. Like we know he's 17. The war happened 10 years ago. So he was already a kid when his dad assumingly was he was around at least in whenever Donovan was prime minister. We don't know when exactly that was, but at least from that point to the present, he has seen his family basically rise to power and then fall from power because we learned that the National Unity Party, they're not the dominant party, and that's the thing too. I'm pretty sure at one point they said it was the dominant party, but like they don't have a lot of power now apparently, or at least they don't have as much as they did previously. So
it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I want to know where Demetrius stands in his loyalties.
I know. I'm so curious because like this kid could be technically, I guess you could say, the future of the country. Like we kind of talked about it before.
Yeah.
And turns out to be exactly like his father. We're kind of in for a bad ride. And if he surprisingly isn't, that would even be more interesting to me to like, okay, why don't you align with your father? Like, do you hate the guy? Is there like a very specific reason that you don't care for his politics? Like, are you a changed person at all? Like, is there any character growth for you? I have no way of knowing, and I know that I have like no evidence to base this on.
Right.
I'm just so curious. Like, the more Endo doesn't show us, the more I have to know what's going on.
Yeah.
It was such a curveball.
Like, no, go ahead.
It was such a curveball because we were I mean, it's a typical Endo thing that you have a few chapters where almost nothing happens. It's just cute. It's just funny. Oh, there's an important development, and now it's like, where do we go from here? Maybe we're gonna get more fluff, or is the plot finally like kicking in long because this is an important development? Well, it's a lot of important developments on top of each other.
Right.
It wasn't just Linda. It was like the shopkeeper. It was some character development. It was like, what the fuck? Are we gonna get something more than next week, or do you think we are gonna get more shenanigans?
I think it's gonna be more shenanigans, honestly. But I think it's gonna be I think there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on in the background. I think like it's not gonna be the focus of the coming chapters, but like I believe Endo is setting up for the next big arc of like not necessarily what Tari was saying with like the ballroom dance arc, but like I think there's gonna be an arc where like the Forgers and the Desmonds finally do meet, and you know it's not gonna be like a I guess like a momentous occasion. Like they're gonna briefly meet each other on like I don't know, like they're gonna go out or something like that, but like it's gonna progress their relationship or like their I don't want to say relationship because like just like their acquaintanceship, let's put it that way.
Yeah. Actually, I'd love if we got more garden stuff with shopkeeper actually telling or somebody like keep tabs on your husband's like political activities. I would really like that if we got into a more serious thing, because like we haven't really seen much of anything with yours organization like at all.
Yeah.
All we really know is, okay, shopkeeper runs this entire thing, but we don't know what her other coworkers are like.
Right.
And
besides McMahon.
we don't. Yeah, and we haven't really gone even a lot with him. We just know that he's kind of like, he's a experienced badass, and that's great. But I really want to see a little bit more of like what yours work really does entail. Like, what does this organization actually stand for? Because we know what Y stands for. We get quite a lot about Y's, in fact, but like very little about Garden. And it's so interesting because their whole thing is just like secret killings and like associated with the underground, and we don't know like practically anything about it, even with like an entire Your arc on the cruise ship and everything.
We just know.
Yeah.
We just know they are affiliated with the mafia, and that's it.
Yeah, which is so. That's what strikes me as weird about the whole guard thing. Is like, I don't know, like they're like I guess the only thing I could think of is like Shopkeeper doesn't like the National Unity Party because like they're like Garden's the one actually calling the shots, but
right.
Maybe Donovan gets in the way of that somehow. I don't know.
Ooh, I got a interesting idea, and this has no grounds to actually happen. It probably won't happen.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting if, like, they got a new kid and they were part of, like, some big mafia family, like, secretly speaking.
Yeah.
And Anya obviously figures that out and gets close with them because it's associated with Yours work. I don't even know.
I don't know. Okay.
It's hard to say. There's so much happening.
There's
I don't
so
know
much
where
happening.
we're gonna go from here.
I just want to go back and like talk about go back to like the whole character development with Lloyd, because
okay,
I had said this earlier, but like I really like the fact that like we are now seeing, like, I don't know if this is because of the moment, like the Lloyd arc, but when he woke up and he was telling Anya, like, friends are important, always, cherish your friends. And then, like, 3 chapters later, he's given the same talk to Yor. And, like,
right.
he's... I don't know, like, I don't know if he's getting softer because of that incident, or it's just, like, this is, like, the natural culmination of them being together this long, is, like, he's genuinely concerned about, like, like he said, like, there's... doesn't mean our lives aren't stress free, so like I can't be the one, like I can't be the only one in your life, like you need to have other people too, so like
and besides her brother, he pointed that out, like, I know you have Yuri, but you should be able to discuss things with like other women or other friends,
right?
Yeah,
who aren't your coworkers. You shitty coworkers.
Well, I'm holding on to hope that there's going to be somehow a scene where Camilla out bitches Melinda and defends Yor. Camilla, she's the stronger bitch. She could have Melinda. She's got a shot. She's going to use her bitchiness for good now.
It's the good bitch.
It's the good bitch.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What have we here?
I don't even know.
No. What I was thinking is that if at some point we thought if Garden and the secret police and the National Unity Party were in the same on the same political spectrum, should Twilight's identity be uncovered, or more accurately, like any of the Briar siblings figured out the secrets of the other, they will be shocked, but they will be pretty much on the same team. But if they are actively on each other's way, that just complicates things further.
Yeah.
Like, because they wouldn't be on the same side, like, in their affiliations. And it will be, and they will be in deep shit because I don't think the shopkeeper will take kindly to. Oh yeah, you are betraying me in favor of your brother.
Do you think there is a big bad in this manga?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you do. Okay.
Yes.
So, who do you think that big bad is? Assuming there's only one. Do you think it's Shopkeeper? Do you think it's Donovan? Do you think it's Melinda? Do you think it's Wise? Like, who do you think is like... orchestrating all of this, or at the very least is the main antagonist of this manga, because we really don't have any clue. But I just want to know what y'all's opinions are of like who's the entity least to be trusted. Like, I don't trust Shopkeeper as far as I could throw him. Like, for me, he is top most suspicious person. Yeah, like some people I know in our server are suspicious of Wise. But
yeah, I was too at certain points. I honestly think it's as simple as being Desmond, but the answer might be more complicated than we realize. Because we did discuss the idea, like, if Desmond potentially got some kind of lobotomy or something done to him and he's kind of like a puppet. But I really don't have anyone else to point fingers at when it comes to this. Like, the idea that Melinda might be like the mastermind behind this whole thing is getting a little more possible.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say because I don't know what kind of crazy she is. I don't know if she's like a very sharp kind of crazy or just like really actually insane and doing a very good job at covering up right now or masking it.
I mean, that moment in the car would definitely point to that. That was really weird.
That was really weird. I was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, it was I don't even know what the hell was that. Like, was she?
Yeah, I can't even tell what emotion that was. Like,
yeah, it was confusing. That's probably the most interesting thing because with Donovan we don't know anything about his motivations, but his emotions, as far as he showed them, like they were clear. Like, this guy is disgusted. He's suspicious. He's neglectful. But in this case, it's extremely confusing. Was it disdain? Was it anger? Was it?
I don't know. Well, she was kind of like blushing, so like I don't know. Like,
I think she was just. I'm hoping she was just trying to hold back laughter because the only other option I can think of. I don't want to say.
Tell me. Say it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You guys don't.
I don't care. We're theorizing. What do you got?
No, it's a joke. It's a joke. It was mostly because like SK kept like simping over Melinda.
Oh, you think Melinda's got a crush on Yor?
I don't know. It kind of looks like it right now.
Maybe
she's being really creepy about it. So it's like, oh, that's gross.
Maybe what's it called? Maybe maybe that was the point of the friendship scheme from Melinda's side, was to get close to Yor because she's simping hard for Mrs. Forger.
But
SK, that's for you. That's all you're getting out of me.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's really the case. Melinda's way too creepy for my liking. It's like, oh god, no, she's not good for anyone.
I will say I am enjoying her as a character, just because like she's really good at making you uncomfortable in this chapter. You know who she reminds me of is Makima from Chainsaw Man. Is like, I can't get a read on her at all, and like
we're not there.
We're going there. I mean, I don't like, obviously they're not the same. Like they're very different, but like in that same vein of like, I can't tell what emotion they're feeling. Like, I don't know what their plan is. Like, they're
kind of unreadable.
Right.
She's much more subtle and manipulative than her husband is. Donovan's very much kind of straightforward about how he feels all the time.
Right.
And I mean, I know that was already talked about, but Melinda is like really manipulative with Yor, especially because her friends don't seem to notice anything wrong with her, even with the way she's acting like that. I can't tell if they're just used to her being like that and just like brush it off or something. Or like they just don't see it the way Yor does because Yor's sharper about this kind of stuff, as it turns out.
Maybe. I mean, she is. We do know that she's able to read people. In a way that's better than Lloyd, just like instinctually. So like maybe she's getting that vibe off of Melinda. Is like something's weird here, but she doesn't question it.
No. I had a random thought.
What you got? What you got?
American Psycho.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
No, I not just because because she's probably like super fucking dangerous behind a charade. But if you remember the movie, like or the book, maybe the other moms around her are detached like that because they are used to it, but in a way that they don't even realize that it's wrong. That it's wrong like that. You know, like, no, do you remember how the yuppies were in that movie? That they even dismissed, like the guy is telling them straightforward, like, guys, I fucking killed one of our associates, and I talked to him and last time. You're all hallucinating, and that's a scene in the movie has two possible interpretations: that everything was in his mind, or that people accompanying him, the protagonist in that movie, were so detached of to everything other than their own conceit selves that they did miss other people for the same associate. They didn't recognize that the guy was indeed killed, and they confused them with someone else. So maybe that's the deal with Melinda, that she's part of such an insular environment of people that don't even recognize each other proper, that she may be dangerous and the people around them don't even acknowledge.
No.
Sorry.
No, you're I don't know because I'm trying to think of like okay, I'm trying to go back to the Lady Patriot Society. Like what this just makes me want to know more about what they do, because we talked about them possibly doing like political rallies and stuff like last podcast, but like I am more suspicious now, kind of what basing this off of what Roski is saying is like, I don't know what their group does, and I don't know the mentality behind the group. Is it like we're all following Melinda, or we're all equal friends, which I don't think they are. Like, I think Melinda's like the ringleader, and like everyone's just along for the ride.
It's a total trope where you have like PTA moms and there's like one bitch who runs the entire thing, and everyone is too scared to stand up to her. It's like a whole trope, and this perfectly fits into that idea as well.
Yeah. Well, so it might lead more might lend credence to Roski's theory of just like they are kind of accepting of everything Melinda does, and they may or may not realize that she's doing these things, but like they don't care because Melinda's their leader, so they're just gonna follow her regardless. Like, yeah,
she's a little dictator, all right.
Well, I mean, it runs in the family.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
But yeah, like there's so many different routes that Endo can take this. Like, all we can do is theorize at this point. Like, I know, like a lot of our podcasts, we sit here and we break down everything. Like, okay, this is what's probably gonna happen, but like here, I'm like, shit, everything's against the wall right now, and we're just gonna have to try and like that Charlie Day meme where we got all the red lines everywhere and we're smoking a cigarette. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to. I gotta figure all this shit out. I don't even know, man. Connecting the dots, like.
Yeah, it's Pepe Silvia.
Pepe Silvia. Yeah.
I love that joke.
I feel like that guy right now. Like, I don't know.
I feel the exact same way. I have like, there's like 10 different ways. I think 10 different directions this thing can go into. And I hope that the other stuff that was like kind of foreshadowed about will come into play later on or whatever. Like with Garden, like with more, I guess, Anya and Damien friendship scheme shit.
Right.
Like, hopefully all that stuff will get played out on, in its own way. But, like, I just don't know how.
Yeah.
I guess like another school event would be the best way to do that.
Yeah. Okay. So if we were to do a school event, what do you think?
Like a school festival or something. That's very popular.
Maybe a dance.
Maybe a dance, yeah.
And have the parents chaperone.
Yeah, I mean, Lloyd and Yor would most definitely probably get roped into that.
Well, if it was like the Desmonds are gonna be there, so forgers are like, okay, we're like at least Lloyd is like, all right, we gotta do this, and then typical Spy Family shenanigans ensue. Like I could see that happening.
Yeah, it would probably be something really crazy, and interesting. I mean, I know that they talked about like a ball like once when Becky and Anya went shopping.
Oh yeah.
Like months ago.
Oh yeah, completely forgot about that.
An imperial dance or ball or something. So for sure the Desmonds would have to be there. I just don't know when the hell it's gonna be.
When was that?
They haven't said anything about it.
That was what chapter? Oh, that was a while ago. That was 40.
That was a while ago, but I remember Becky talking about like, oh yeah, you can wear whatever you want during that dance. It's like, when's the dance, Becky?
Oh, I think it's 36.
No,
God.
No, I'm on it right now. Yeah, it's 36. Chapter 36.
Yeah, you're right. There we go. Jesus.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, yeah.
I'm over here thinking like it was like a few months ago. Like, no, that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, so let me see. I'm trying to find the exact.
Oh, there we go. All the halls throw parties at the end of the term. If the teacher allows it, you can go in street clothes. Oh, that's not Imperial. I swear there was like an Imperial dance thing. But
no, that was the Imperial meetup. But this is.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. But hey, they're throwing a party and they're both in the same hall together. So
at the end of the term, so it could happen.
It's going to happen at some point. Like
it's gotta, right?
Do not put it past Endo, but whenever that is, because we have no sense of time in this freaking manga. Like I know it's been a few months, but like I don't know how long specifically.
That's like what I told Hype when she was like getting pissed off about Lloyd. It's like, it's been only a couple months for them. It's been like 3 years for us. Okay, you gotta give Lloyd a little slack here for not having 3 years worth of personal growth as a character.
I'm trying to think. Well, they had midterms, and that was a while ago. So
yeah, that was like back during chapter. I'm pretty sure it was. Was this before or after?
Assuming this is like based on like American. Well, I don't because obviously I don't know, European, school schedules, but like I would assume at the end of summer that's when it starts, and then like midterms would probably be around like I don't know, like October, November. So I'm thinking maybe that we're at like January, February, like that kind of. I don't know. I'd probably not February because I don't know. I feel like Endo might do something for like a Valentine's Day thing, so. It might be January, like right? Because that would be a good way to like do the whole friendship scheme more. Is like have somebody obviously Damien tried to write something for Anya, and he's like, no, I don't want to. Do it to some commoner, like.
I think someone was asking, like, oh, what kind of other shoujo tropes could we slap on the Damien?
Freaking slap them all on there.
And I just suggested, like, the Valentine's Day chocolate thing. They could just do, like, a fake Eden tradition where, like, you give chocolates to the people you like or your crush or something, right?
Yeah. Well,
so it could just be that.
Yeah.
And Anya gives them to Becky or some shit like that.
Right, exactly. Here you go, Becky. I got you some chocolates.
Yeah, and Becky's like, you should have gotten some for Damien. He's like, why the hell would I give Damien?
No, it would be great if Damien gave Anya chocolate and then she gave him to Becky. Because I could totally see that happening. Yeah.
Yeah, that would break his little stupid heart.
Break it in a million pieces.
Like, he doesn't have enough problems in his life.
Hey, you wanted shoujo. This is peak shoujo right here. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm excited to see where Endo is going to take this in both Melinda and Yor and Anya and Damien, because I feel like they're doing the same thing, but they're going about it very differently. And like, yeah, and like. with Damien, like, we know for a fact that Damien just like has a crush on Anya. Like, he doesn't have any ulterior motives.
Yeah.
Whereas, obviously with Melinda, that's not the case. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if Lloyd is going to pursue both these avenues at the same time, or if he's going to bounce back and forth between them. Like, I don't know if we're going to not hear about Melinda for a while after this, and then it's just going to focus on Anya and Damien, or if it's the other way around. Like, or
that would be interesting.
I don't know.
I mean, Lloyd doesn't even know about Damien having feelings for Anya. As far as we know of, he has no idea.
I think he's trying to push them in that direction for sure.
Oh, that's kind of weird. No,
I know it's weird, but I think because he was straight up lying to Damien and be like, "Oh yeah, she talks about you all the time," like blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, but I don't think he meant it as that.
Not like, no, I don't mean like lovey-dovey, but like trying to get them together, like the best friend thing, where it's like,
yeah, I guess Lloyd is trying to be like, oh, Anya secretly really likes you as a person. She's just shy about it. But then Damien like sees Anya's like, she's not shy about shit. You don't know your daughter at all, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
maybe we'll get some more mommy friend scheming.
Yeah, I would like, okay, even though I don't trust Melinda at all, I still want some, like, just like the same way we get like slice of the same way we get slice of life chapters with Anya. I want the same thing with Yor. I want Yor going out doing bake sales, or just watching her have a good time, and Lloyd commenting on it. Like, I want to see more of that, like, because we already got that with Lloyd and Anya. So we need Mrs. Forger, damn it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
I would be curious to know how. Well, not like, I don't think Yuri would think it's bad, but I think he'd be like, you met like the former prime minister's wife and you're like regularly hanging out with her. I wonder how he'd feel about that, considering his line of work. Like, I don't know. I'm curious.
Well, I don't know. I feel like Yuri and Donovan are on the same team, so like I don't think he'd have a problem with it.
I don't think they're on the same team, really.
Oh, you think?
Yuri's loyalty always lies with Yor.
Well, yeah, no,
he
but
works for the SSS, but
yeah, he's a cop.
Yeah, I know he's a cop, but that doesn't mean he's politically affiliated with Desmond, because Desmond's party isn't even the ruling political party of Ostania right
true.
now. So, like, they don't really have much power to be like telling people what to do.
Right. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yuri doesn't seem that interested in the actual politics. I think he's just really he just wants things to be better for Yor. And I don't think being associated with like a certain party is the reason. Like, I don't think it's like part of why he does what he does or anything. I think it's just really motivated by Yor and family, and I mean, he was also traumatized by the war. You think that he wouldn't want to be associated. Then again, the National Unity Party is covering up those kind of intentions.
That's what I was gonna say. Was like, I think Ostania's spinning it to Westalis is the reason why. Basically, to Yuri is like, they're the reason why your parents are dead. So like, you need to work with us to prevent that from happening again. So like, I don't think like he's outright being like, oh, fuck Westalis or anything like that. But I do think that like, it does align somewhat with his ideals. Is just like, I love this country because this is where they keep me and my sister safe. So I'm gonna keep I'm gonna do whatever I can for it. But obviously we know that's not the case. But it's propaganda to a T. So I don't know.
That's true. I'm just curious to find out what the hell's gonna happen after this.
Yeah, it's
all around. Like, I got no ideas in my brain. I mean, I have things I hope would happen, but
like what? What do you want? What do you want to happen?
I want more Yor and Melinda stuff. Mommy's friendship scheming shit.
Yeah.
I really want the whole Desmond family. Like, maybe we would get a chapter about the actual Desmond household and what the inner workings of like their relationship is like as a married couple.
Yeah.
I would assume Demetrius might be living at home. I'm honestly not sure. But like what are they actually like behind closed doors when there's no one looking at them,
So
and they can just actually be themselves?
That's interesting because I don't know if it was the anime or maybe it was the anime, but when Damien calls his brother, I don't know if they said he was calling the dorm or if he was calling back home. Like, I don't know.
That was in the manga. He hasn't called his brother on the phone, has he?
He talked to his brother. I think it was in the anime though. Or
no,
I'm pretty sure it was the manga, right?
To consult about Donovan coming to.
Yeah. This is before Donovan finally showed up. We got like one tiny thing about Demetrius answering the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Demetrius answered the phone. I don't know if Damien was calling the dorm or if he was calling back home, and if that was the case, why is Demetrius at home answering the phone, you know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, obviously, like, they're favoring Demetrius over Damien. I think we've very well established that fact.
No, really?
Really? They preferred Demetrius over Damien? Are you sure? Yes, I'm very sure, Roski.
Yeah. Who would have guessed?
Roski, what do you want to happen in the future?
I think we are on the same page. I want more Melinda just because what the fuck is with that woman? But I also think that Yor is in a more favorable position to actually understand her because ulterior or not, she actually has the space to be close to her. So even without any ulterior motives, I want to see what happens between their interactions.
Yeah,
because I think that I don't think it's a stretch to say that she's hiding something, but I want to see how much she's gonna open to Yor intentionally or as quote unquote a slip up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess we're all in agreement of just like we want to see more Yor and Melinda.
Yeah.
I would also like to add, I want to see. I had talked about this when we were talking about the chapter, but like I want to get to a point. I don't think it'll happen, but I want to get to a point where like Lloyd is like, at a certain point, like he's just like suspicious of Melinda. Like, I don't know, she does something, and she's just like, okay, like this isn't an innocent friendship or whatever. And then he's like confronts her, like totally throwing the mission out the window, and he's just like he makes good on his promise where he's just like, if you hurt my wife, I will hurt you back. Like, I want something like that to happen so bad. Like,
damn.
Yeah, I mean, you want shoujo, I want like drama. Like, I want
the drama. Are you kidding me? Have you seen this shit I write about? I want drama. I love that idea actually, like, a lot.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want that shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's fun.
Endo, make it happen,
I want to
please.
see Lloyd going feral and like, I'm gonna fucking murder.
We're overdue for him being feral.
I know. It's been a long time now.
I just want to see him go psycho just one more time. Like, goddamn. It's always so satisfying.
I want them to go psycho. I want to see him make good on his promise.
Psycho. We love him going psycho.
Well, it's just I don't know, like, it to me, like, it's such a like shonen anime trope where it's like, I fucking love whenever the main character freaks out. Like, anytime like Naruto goes full Kyuubi mode, or like in Bleach Ichigo goes like full hollow mode. Like, I don't know, like, I'm always a sucker for whenever the dude just
me. I read Berserk, so I
so you already know, but yeah, no, that's like one of my favorite tropes. And like Lloyd especially, like, he's so like a control of himself, and like the few times that he does lose it, it's just like, yeah, like, you are a person.
I think they've been all pretty great and also hot, but anyway.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
That's not something you can just go, moving on.
Oh, yeah, I was like, oh, are you talking about the psycho moments are hot? What were you saying was hot?
What?
Boo?
Can't stop laughing.
What?
think Feral Lloyd is hot. Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta make that very clear.
I just wanted you to clarify because I wasn't sure.
Okay. Well, I thought you guys were gonna judge me about that. It's like,
no, it's. I mean,
it's fine.
People have simped weirder. People have simped weirder. That's for sure.
Right. That's okay, Blue. You're among friends here. We all simp for Feral Lloyd.
Yeah, no, I really like when Lloyd gets a little bit, obviously, kind of reframes the way he thinks about things, especially when it comes to Yor and Anya.
Yeah.
Mostly Yor, I think. Like, I think him and Anya are pretty solid. For honestly, he doesn't like distrust her because I mean he doesn't. He kind of underestimates the fact that she's a child. She's not going to pick up on this shit when she in fact knows everything.
Yeah.
And then, ironically enough, is suspicious of Yor. Because she's the adult and Yor doesn't actually know anything. She's the one like most in the dark, which is pretty sad, frankly.
Yeah, it's I think we've talked about all that needs to be talked about with this chapter, but
yeah,
I mean, there's so much we could go over in detail, but if we did, I feel like this podcast would be fucking like 2 hours again, and I don't want to edit that, so. Y'all have any closing comments before we adjourn for this evening?
Oh, Roski, do you have something actually?
Okay, nobody has anything to say.
No, I do have something to say.
Oh, well then go ahead.
Roski. I'm very curious what kind of voice actress they're gonna get for Melinda and how she's gonna play the role. Like how is that performance going to be interpreted? Oh my god, I can't speak anymore. Interpreted. I guess.
Interpreted.
Interpreted. Oh, yeah. I'm curious how that performance is going to go. Like, how crazy is she? Is the actress going to make Melinda sound? Like what Melinda was actually trying to convey in that car ride? Because I don't think I'm gonna figure that out until the anime episode comes out. At this point.
Yeah.
Also, like. I'm so curious to, like, okay, with Demetrius, like, this is just about, like, what kind of voice he's going to get, because we still haven't seen him, so we have no way of knowing, like, what they're going to do about his voice in, the one phone call Damien makes with him.
Right.
Like, how the hell are you going to play it off? Because with Yuri, it was easy. Yuri shows up, like, in the next few chapters, so they already had his voice, like, solid. Like, what are they going to do about this?
Commenting on your voice actress thing, I actually have somebody in mind.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pull up a photo if you can.
Yeah, I'll pull up her photo. It's Mamiko Noto. I don't know what else she does besides the character that I'm thinking of, and it's from the Eccentric family. I don't know if anybody's watched that, but in the show there's a Tengu woman named Benten, and she's like she's super powerful and very aloof, and like she's in her own little world and she only cares about the things that are like around her at the moment. And I get that same feeling from Melinda, and like she's also got this subtle like lilt underneath her voice where it's just like, you say the wrong thing and I will fucking murder you. Like,
ooh.
Yeah, I am
that sounds pretty promising.
Yeah.
I pulled her up. It looks like she was in Fairy Tale, well, a video game, a Fairy Tale, for some character named Mavis Vermilion.
Oh, she was Mavis? Oh, okay.
Apparently. She was in Food Wars, but the character was like a very sweet person, so that doesn't really match up with any of that. She was in Demon Slayer as well, but just as a very small role as one of the characters' mom, who is already dead.
Oh, boy.
So that doesn't matter.
Okay.
She's in Fate Grand Order Arcade, another video game, as a couple of characters.
Shout out to Senpai.
She's in Persona 3 as someone named Fuka Yamagishi.
Oh, she's Fuka! Oh, shit!
She is as far as Melinda can.
There's a lot of range in that voice actress.
Oh, she was also, she was also in Pop Team Epic, the blue-haired girl of that duo.
Pop Team. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That very popular kind of meme anime from a couple years back.
Really? Wow. There's a lot. She's in everything.
She's done. Yeah, she was like in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Anyone know that?
Who was she?
Who?
Chica?
No, like Shiki.
Oh,
It's like
Chica.
a short-haired, blue-haired girl with like robotic limbs or something. I don't know what I'm looking at in the photo.
That's what happens in Xenoblade. You don't worry.
Okay.
Chica. I'm trying to remember. Does she have glasses? Oh, I don't know. You wouldn't.
No, she has like some blue, like kind of magic around her arms and like metal around her arms as well, like a chain or something.
I don't know. I didn't finish Xenoblade 2, so like. That's okay. But okay, yeah. So she's got a lot of range, and she does a very good scary bitch. So I definitely want to see that from Melinda.
Okay.
But of course, we're just spitballing here. We probably won't see her in anime for like another 2 years or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
She was also in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable as someone named Yukako Yamaguchi.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
That's it.
I think.
No,
I think it's funny
that's
that
perfect.
the character.
Like Yukako is Yandere character. She's like this girl that kidnaps one of the protagonists and tries to educate him. And for half of the time, she sounds like very polite, very understated, very sweet. And then she screams bloody fucking murder.
See, it's perfect. She's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, like that was like you sold me. You sold me with that.
Come on, guys. Fucking Endo, get on it, man. Like
she was also in Blood Blockade Battlefront as one of the vampire woman with like the very short purple haircut.
Oh,
she was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's done a lot. I'm still scrolling.
Okay, I mean, I think we get the gist of it, but
yeah,
really impressive.
Yeah, no, okay, I did not know that. I just knew that she was the Tengu lady. So cool.
No, she has like a very remarkable range.
Yeah, no shit. Pop Team Epic like to frickin' psycho bitches. Yeah. I think that's the podcast.
I think that's it. I'm still scrolling.
Okay, you keep scrolling. In the meantime, we're going to sign off for this evening. See you all again in, 2 weeks, I believe? Yeah, 14 days. So it's going to be August 21st. That's going to be chapter 67. So we're going to hold off, do a podcast then. I want us to do something like a second bit for the next podcast, assuming that it's not another bombshell and we don't have another hour and 20 minutes to talk about it. So in the meantime, you guys think about what you want to do. We could do the chair ranking video, I know you wanted to do at some point.
That will be fun.
Yeah, I want to discuss that.
Either the chair ranking video, or I was thinking volume 2 review. I don't know, something like that.
Oh yeah, we could try to actually work on the other volumes.
Yeah.
And maybe try to predict what the next cover could be.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll figure it out. In the meantime, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. And we'll see you all again soon. Bye.
Oh my god.
Bye.
Bye.